What's going on, fam? Welcome back to the channel. In this box, I have the second pair of Nike by You that I designed through my good friend Jonathan, who is at News Soccer Shop on Instagram. This is his card, so definitely go check it out. There is the QR code, so pause this if you can, hit that link, or go to the first link down in the description. You guys can get some really dope boots off of his page. He's a super cool human being, and I just absolutely love doing business with him because he's just he's a class act. So definitely go check him out. But let's get into these unboxing because this is my second pair of IDs that is a little more the NC Noah Cavanaugh vibe, which is very, very cool. So the box is all white, as you guys saw in the other Nike ID review. So it's a Nike by You now. That's their new branding. You've got the Nike swoosh here down on the bottom. You've got these copyright marks there. And I really like, not just obviously this, but the way that this is laid out feels very sketch pad to me, which is super cool because Nike by You, right, is a totally custom football boot, at least from the standpoint of colors and design. And so to have sort of a sketch pad design is really cool. Then they have on the back this whole kind of thing with the Nike logos, which is really cool. And then right here, the Nike, swoosh, and Just Do It names and designs are trademarks of Nike Incorporated and its affiliates. And then you've got a swoosh logo right there, nothing on that side. And then I'm gonna be really careful to cover this design. Okay, and it is a 9.5, or excuse me, it's a men's 9, my bad. Women's 10.5. It's a 9 US per my usual sizes for the Phantom GX, which you guys know is one of my favorite boots, honestly, of all time. Hopefully that top 5 boot of all time video has come out by then, but I can just give it away. These are on that list because they just fit my foot super well. So you find those boots once in a couple generations. Hypervenom 3 was the last one. This is now the new one that fits my foot the absolute best and really is like perfect for my foot and the way that I like to play. And I just absolutely love how it performs. So let's get these. Very cool drawer style box. So boom, very, very nice. You get this really cool kind of custom paper again with that barcode, shoe name, you know, different types of paper, and then the Nike by You logos there. We'll get this opened up. Oh my God. Oh yeah, baby. Okay, here we go. So these are the Phantom GX, as you can see on the back there. NC branded, or Noah Cavanaugh branded. The obvious colorway that this model kind of comes off of is the one that I originally reviewed and now have a few pairs of, the blue with the pink and the white. And I love the way this blue very much matches. You can see the color of my jumper here. And now I've decided to take away the pink and then add the black and white. So if you guys see, these are almost a 1-to-1 match of the Noah Cavanaugh brand colors, which are white, black, and this blue color. Had to go with the crazy thumbprint or zebra or panda, whatever you want to call this, design on the bottom. These are an FG pair because I do prefer the FG that basically is suitable for most surfaces, which is awesome. I've worn these on AG and FG in all sorts of conditions. I went with the white swoosh here and the white big swoosh, which is one of the options, a white back, and then the black here with the black on top, white laces. So it's really contrasty, really, really unique and cool on pitch. And I just love how this sole plate looks. I think it's supposed to be that thumbprint logo, but these just look like little zigzags. So I'm actually not sure what they're gonna call this one, but supposedly they're not making it anymore, which is super interesting. But yeah, and then no ID, I don't think, on the back. There's a GX logo there, and then let's get the other one out of the box. Yeah, didn't think so. Okay, cool. So there's that other one, exactly the same. No differences on that one. And then these do come, Nike ID boots, sorry if that's loud. Nike ID boots do come with a string bag. So it just says Nike by You with some interesting designs here on the front, and then it's totally blank on the back. So pretty basic string bag, no issues. No issues there, to be honest. I don't really care too much about the string bag, but it is nice that they actually gave us one, which is cool. And I can't say that about all the brands out there, especially ones that are really high priced. So, all right, here we go. So boot goes there. These are stunning. I think these are absolutely sensational looking. This, as soon as the launch colorway came out in that blue, or I guess the launch colorway technically was the pink model. The blue ones that came out that I've reviewed way before anyone else got them. That video, which by the way, thank you guys. It's almost at 100,000 views as of the filming of this video, which is so crazy. That video is popped off and is super cool. As soon as I saw that blue colorway, I was like, oh, yo, if they come out with a Nike by You, I'm gonna do a Nike by You with the black white, almost exactly matching the jumper that I have on here, which is so sick. So a couple of details about the Nike Phantom GX. This is clearly the low top model compared to the DF collar, which adds just a little bit of material in the dynamic fit collar, and then it adds the Ghost lacing system, which is some more FlyKnit that goes over the lacing system with a little bit of a different lacing construction, just because the laces have to be able to expand and tighten a little bit easier than this like double hole lacing system. So Phantom GX, just as a quick tech spec. So Phantom GX is a Nike FlyKnit base. That's what you see here in the white, obviously the black material all the way around, kind of the base of the boot here in the heel area. And then you've got the Nike Grip, which is their new technology that is this big blue piece here for the forefoot and most of the midfoot area as well. Nike GripKnit is a really cool technology that isn't really, I don't think that new. They definitely made something or a texture very similar to it on FlyKnit, the original FlyKnit Ultra, and the Phantom Ultra Venom, which I also really love. Those boots are super comfortable for me. And so for this, I think what they've done, I'm pretty sure what they did was they took all those little dots or the ridges on the FlyKnit Ultra, and then those little dots that mimicked the Hypervenom Phantom 3 on the Phantom Ultra, and they just made an entire upper out of it. And this is super cool. It gives you this really nice waxy feel. You've got really nice high tenacity yarns, which is the darker blue in here. And the high tenacity yarns allow this upper to stretch really nicely, but not overstretch in wet or conditions where you're wearing the boots over and over and over again. Very cool there. So that's kind of the upper construction. This is an exposed lacing system, which is dissimilar to the DF model. As I said before, DF model just has that lacing cover plus the dynamic fit collar. The heel area in this boot is really interesting because they've taken out, if you guys can see, this is an external heel counter on this one right there, but the internal heel counter that's in there actually lacks structure here in this Achilles area. So it's very easy to press that down. And what that does is that gives really immediate comfort. As soon as you put these boots on, you can tell how nicely this heel area is actually gonna mold and fit to your foot, which is fantastic. One of the things that I love about this boot is how well it fits and how comfortable it is and how free of a sensation it gives you. And for me, that's one of the highlights of this boot. I absolutely love that. And that's why it's in my top 5 of all time. And yeah, really sensational. This sole plate has star studs, which we saw on Vapor 15, introduced on Vapor 15, Superfly 9, conical studs, and then of course your regular chevron studs here in the forefoot and toe area. Those are all part of the sole plate, which for me is a similar concept to Hypervenom Phantom 3, which added chevron studs on the lateral side and the kind of, they were technically conical, they were technically hexagonal, but they were basically conical in the sense that you could pivot really easily, and adding aggressive studs with the more conical kind of all ground AG stud pattern is really cool. So an FG pattern like this is going to allow you good grip into the ground, nice pivot power, and really good in all conditions weather, which is fantastic for me. This upper doesn't have ACC on it, so there's no actual like weather conditioning to this upper material, but this GripKnit, I've been told, is weatherproof pretty much, and have experienced that actually on off season when I was in Rochester doing off-season stuff in snow and in rain. Especially in the DF model, which obviously you would get kind of wet here, but in my toe area, my toes and the socks weren't wet at all. And that's because this material is actually basically water resistant or waterproof, that water can't get through it because of the way that these pre-coated yarns have been woven together, and it gives you that really nice waxy feel. These will be suitable for most foot shapes, which is awesome. If you have mega wide feet or super thin feet, these might actually not be right for you. I know a couple people who have super thin feet who find this boot to have a little bit too much space in them. They are a pretty decent width, and my favorite thing about this boot is how well it kind of stretches and molds to your foot. foot. One of the biggest things that people talk about with the Phantom GX is how free it feels. And for me, that is one of the best sensations in football boots. I want to feel free. I want to feel the ability to move around and to not feel super tight in. I don't like having basically like a track spike on my foot, and that's why this boot is absolutely sensational for me. Hypervenom Phantom 3 gives me that same sensation, which is why both of those boots are in my top 10 list of all time, at least for right now. So very, very cool colorway. So excited about these boots. Really excited to try them on with some Noah Cavanaugh merch on. If you guys are interested in some merch, go check out my website. It's just noahcavanaugh.com/shop, and you can pick up stuff like this, which is the same colorway and color scheme. It's super awesome. Shout out to the few people, you know who you are, who have purchased merch recently. I really appreciate it, and sounds like you guys are enjoying it as well, which is super cool. So lots of stuff on the website. You guys can go check it out. Plus old boots, which is great as well. So these are a fantastic pair of football boots. I think these look sensational, and I know they fit my feet really well, which is two of the best things. So custom football boots, let's see what they look like on feet. And of course, we'll talk about some of the more performance things that go along with the GX now that I've worn them consistently for the last 4 or 5 months. Let's hop into it.
All right, fam, out here at the pitch with the, I will say, Noah Cavanaugh branded football boots. So excited. Get that bag out of the way. So excited to try these on feet. I know how they're going to fit because I've been wearing low top GXs for a really long time now, but I will talk about how they fit just so that if this is your first video watching on my channel, first of all, thank you. I appreciate you being here. And we'll talk about actually how these, like a Nike GX, fits just in general. So let's get these on feet. I don't have grip socks on today per usual. There's a good look at those absolutely stunning blue, black, and white boots. I think these are so sick looking. I cannot wait to see what they look like on feet. The blue boots, especially from the Nike brand and in this GX, this particular blue model definitely is going to be very similar to the ones with the pink and blue and white that I have as well. But I wanted to add a little bit of the black because I think it adds, especially because I only wear white grip socks, it adds like a nice contrast between the boot and your sock, which is super, super cool. So let's get these all laced up. They feel really excellent out of the box. Nike Phantom GX is one of those boots that just fits my foot perfectly. And I know that a lot of people at first obviously have some kind of second thoughts or they're critical of the fact that I've talked so highly about these boots. But in general, they are absolutely sensational on my feet and they fit my foot really well, which is why it's one of those boots that fits on the top 10 list for me. And I know you could easily say like, oh, well, they're just the newest thing, they're the newest ones. But at the end of the day, it's whatever fits your foot the best. That's the most important thing. And these fit my foot the best. We've been in preseason now for almost a week and I've worn my GXs are going to be my boot this year. And that's just, that's all I'm going to wear for my professional training in games. And then I'll be wearing, for extra sessions, I'll be wearing the other boots that I test for the 1 month review. So there you go on feet. Let me get these gloves on again. And that's what they look like on feet. Super, super special looking. I love the way that the white laces contrast off the black stitching. I think the black, white, and the black and white and the blue just make for a super nice looking football boot. Very clean, very classic looking, and not something that you're gonna find on a lot of designs, which I think is super cool. I know some people had said when they saw the YouTube short that I put out about these boots that, oh, I've done something very similar in Nike ID. That's super dope because I know that the blue is, especially here in the toe box area, is just a really, really nice color and it looks spectacular on feet and on the pitch. So there's what it looks like as a full body, especially with the white laces. I love how that black knit kind of contrasts with the white laces and with the white sock. I think that adds kind of a interesting dimension to it and makes it look a little more, little less part of your foot, which is kind of cool in my opinion. They really stand out on pitch. The GX in general will fit most foot types. I think if you're somebody with, as I said in the unboxing part of the video, if you have super extra wide feet, they probably won't fit you. And then if you have really super rail thin feet, they probably won't fit you. They're a little bit more, they're kind of like everybody in the middle. So they'll fit the majority of people in my opinion, which is actually super cool. They just won't fit the widest and the thinnest. Touch on the ball on these boots is spectacular. I love how these fit and feel on feet. They have such a nice waxy sensation to them. You don't really notice it when you're juggling the ball like this or taking a touch down, as if I was to play like a ball straight up in the air, receive the ball, and then move forward. It's only when you're doing types of touches that are forward with your toe down, or if you're trying to whip a ball, that's something that you will really find this waxy sensation. Most of that GripKnit technology is really going to help in making sure that you aren't affected by any sort of rain or other sort of wet conditions, which is super, super cool. So at the end of the day, it's kind of up to you what you guys want as far as boots go. And yeah, so here's another look at what they look like. As I mentioned before, really super cool. It's cool that I got the chance to do the Nike by You. And at the end of the day, this is a design that I thought a lot about, because obviously it's my money coming out of pocket for these ones. And it's really awesome to see that they came to life after a couple weeks of getting designed and built in Bosnia. By the way, that's one thing that I didn't mention in the first part of the video, that these are made in Bosnia. They also are, they took about 4 to 5 weeks, I think, 4.5 weeks, 5 weeks to get here. So that's something to think about if you guys are concerned about timing or whatever. The other thing that I mentioned in the DFID video is that it's not guaranteed that they'll be available in the Nike by You website. You just have to check, and I think they drop like stock every once in a while, every like couple months maybe. So just keep checking the website, see what you can find. And I would definitely recommend these boots if you can pay the extra couple bucks to get the custom pair, because I think the custom ones look absolutely sensational. So very much looking forward to playing with these in training and in games. And I will definitely be rocking these with some of my training sessions coming up in my Noah Cavanaugh gear. If I didn't mention in this review before, go check out my website. There's tons of awesome merch, as well as boots that that are brand new that I'm not wearing, or boots that I've used once or twice at much discounted prices. So they're all $9 US, I think, or 8.5 US. So go check those out on my website. I'll leave a link in the description. Other than that, guys, that is it for the video. If you guys have any questions about the Nike ID Phantom GXs, let me know down in the comments section below. Like the video if you got value from it. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. As always, be awesome. Take care. I'll see you guys in the next video.